I'm David Sinclair, the Chief Executive of the International Longevity Centre here in the UK. Can I encourage my colleagues at the back? There's quite a bit of noise coming back. Thanks. So I'm David Sinclair, the Chief Executive of the International Longevity Centre here in the UK. We've got a great panel of people here to talk about the fitness and the leisure sector. And in terms of sort of, a very, very brief introduction from me, clearly physical activity is extraordinarily important as we age, and there's a really interesting poster over there around about dementia, where actually it highlights both the importance of physical activity for people with dementia, but also the fact that it does decline and is lower than people without dementia. But actually what we know is that participation pretty much falls with age, but also that actually, even despite the much sort of vaunted, much heralded This Girl Can campaign, actually we have not been seeing increases in physical activity participation, including amongst women. So actually we have huge challenges ahead. Focus is on young people, despite the fact that the peak in physical activity, I don't know if it's still the same, is when we're 18. So we have very little interventions in midlife and beyond, beyond when we leave school. So this is, I suppose, what we want to talk about, and I suppose what it highlights is the real potential for innovation in this space. Two points before I pass to our colleagues. One, I'm doing this really long-term experiment, which is very relevant to this, where, and I see we've got Judith in the audience from Stirling, where I read a piece of work once which said that basically if I give you permission to stand up, you're more likely to stand up. So I'm giving everyone permission. If you want to go and stand at the back, go and stand up. Standing up takes 25% more calories than sitting down, I'm told, again. So if you want to stand up, try not to stand in front of someone. Stand up, rest your, and you can still shout from the back. I'm going to come to questions. I fear we might have to do questions on Q&A. I was going to, on the app, I was going to say if we had a mic, you don't need to feel the need to disguise your comment as a question. So clearly, if you want to put something on the app and it's actually a comment, that's fine. We're great to hear from you all. At which point I'm going to stop and pass over, and I'm going to do very short, I'm not going to do introductions, I'll just ask our panel to sort of do their quick 1 or 2 minute intro into challenges, perhaps opportunities as well in this space, and start off, and introduce themselves at the same time. Start off with John Hymas, who works for Enerva. John.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name's John Hymas. I'm the Commercial Director for Enerva. Enerva are a designer and manufacturer of power-assisted exercise equipment. We're a UK-based company. We're based in Huddersfield in Yorkshire. Bit of a shameless plug, it's actually our equipment at the back of the room there, so if you do want to go and find out more, the guys will be over there sort of later. We've been manufacturing this equipment for sort of over 30 years, and more recently we've specifically targeted and designed the equipment so that it supports active and healthy ageing for older people, rehabilitation, and as equipment for those with long-term medical conditions. We've been the recipients of Design for Ageing, so UKRI Design for Ageing funding, along with partners at Sheffield Hallam University, Everyone Active, and Pixel Mill, and that project really is to make our equipment more accessible for older people and more available within the communities in which we kind of work. A little bit about myself personally. My background is an operator, so I've become poacher-turned gamekeeper. I'm now working for a supplier to the sector. I have a 30-year career in the sort of health, fitness, leisure sector, running swimming pools, gyms, leisure centres on behalf of local authorities. And I encountered Enerva first when I was working for Serco, who are a leisure their leisure division, and I was their innovation and strategy director. And we put a Enerva suite into an area of Kent that had really high levels of deprivation. And what impressed me the most was the types of customers that we would find coming in and using the equipment. They were the types of customers who would never see using a gym or a traditional sort of health and fitness facility. And it was really, really very successful. And we had sort of over 350 active users within 12 months there. So it was certainly something when I had the opportunity to join the organisation I embraced. And I think our equipment is absolutely amazing and is a fantastic solution. But then I would say that, wouldn't I?
Great, perfect, brilliant. Thank you very much, John. I'm going to pass straight over to Kenny. Kenny and I have known each other for a long time and worked together on this agenda for a long time as well. So, Kenny.
Thanks, David. So my name is Kenny Butler. I am the Head of Health for UK Active. We are a membership body, basically, that represents and champions the fitness and leisure sector. A couple of members on the end here, Rebecca and Jean, operator and supplier, for instance. We've got 7,000 members across the UK. They are suppliers, physical buildings as well. Employ 400,000 exercise professionals, about 500 million individual visits in a year. And 80% of the population lives within about 20 minutes of our sites. We're a unique body, so we collaborate between health and the industry. We deliver evidence-based function. We have an a policy influencing role